everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm just going to make a video on my top 5 favorite bronzers, and obviously this is just my personal opinion, but I really do think these bronzers are really amazing, and I think that the majority of people would really love them. A few high-end ones and a couple drugstore ones, so they're all going to vary in price. I'm also going to share how I apply these bronzers and what types of brushes I like to use with them. So yeah, if you would like to know my top 5 favorite bronzers, then please just keep watching. Okay, so the first bronzer I have is this one from Benefit. It's the Hoola bronzer, and I'm sure everybody knows what this bronzer is. It's been around for a couple years now. It's definitely a cult favorite. This is my second one I've ever owned. I believe this is the first bronzer I've ever owned, and I definitely always used it all the time. It was my favorite go-to bronzer, and that's the time I just used it to bronze, and recently within the past year I've been using it to contour as well. I really love this bronzer because it has, I feel, a neutral type of undertone. This is also a matte finish, so it's really good for the perfect contour and a really nice natural bronze. I really love to use it for contouring. That's my favorite way. And I like to use the Ita brush to contour with. I usually just do my cheekbones and underneath my lip to make it look a little bit fuller. And it is the contour I'm wearing right now, if you can see it. When I use it to bronze, I just like to use any type of big fluffy brush. Since it is matte, it's really nice to also put it in your crease if you use it to bronze, and that way everything will just match together and look super natural. So it's really good for both purposes, and I feel like it does give the perfect shadow contour when you use it for that purpose as well. I can't remember the price of this bronzer, but if I miss anything or can't remember, I'll just list it in the description box below in case anybody was wondering. So yeah, I definitely recommend you pick this bronzer up, as I do with all of them, if you don't have it already. So that was my first bronzer to share with you guys. These aren't in any order, by the way. Next bronzer I have to share that I've been using for probably the past 4 months now. I got this bronzer as soon as it launched, and it is the Too Faced SweetTea bronzer. First of all, I think the packaging is super cute. It's really good to use for decoration. I usually put it like this on one of my candles on my vanity, and this is what the bronzer looks like inside. It's got a warm tone and a cool tone bronzer within it, and I really like to mix the two together. You could totally just use one or the other, but I really like to mix them, and this bronzer gives the most perfect sun-kissed look. It really looks like you've been laying on the beach all day tanning and you got a really nice natural bronze. I definitely would recommend picking it up as quickly as you can, just because I think it's limited edition. I'm not quite sure, but I think it is. This bronzer definitely gives your face lots of life and color, and I always feel like I'm so naturally tan whenever I do put this on. And my favorite way to apply this is with this Mr.Right brush. I think it's a powder brush, but I really love it for bronzer. First of all, it is really fat and fluffy, which is perfect for bronzing, but it sort of has a tapered tip at the end, if you can see that. So when you're bronzing, it kind of helps contour your cheeks as well. But yeah, this combo is so perfect. I really highly recommend it. Too Faced is by far one of my most favorite brands, and their bronzers are always so good, so I was really excited when this one came out, and it turned out to be one of my most favorite bronzers, so definitely pick it up if you can. I think that bronzer was around $30 Canadian, but I will still list it down below and find the proper price for everything. Okay, next bronzer is the NARS Laguna bronzer, and this is another cult favorite for sure. Everybody loves this bronzer for good reason. I definitely already hit pan on this bronzer, and I have gotten it before and used it all up. This is probably my second or third time owning this bronzer. It definitely will never get old to me. I'll always use it, and it's also the bronzer I'm wearing right now. It is a very warm bronzer, but I feel like if you use it with a light hand, you can definitely get a nice natural look with it. Because it does have red undertones in it, it definitely looks more natural than anything. But if you build it up like I usually like to do, it definitely gets your face super tanned, and I like to bring it down my neck as well and kind of on my collarbones, and it kind of just makes my whole face and chest really glow. And you can definitely keep building this up and building this up, and it doesn't look muddy at all. It's super easy to blend, which is really nice. And it's got a golden shimmer in it, so it makes your face look super radiant and super tanned. And definitely my favorite way to apply this bronzer is with this e.l.f. Complexion Brush. It's a nice chubby fluffy brush, but it's also paddle shaped, so you can really just get it right on your cheekbones. And it's really nice to blend around your forehead and not have it get dragged down too far. So I definitely really love this brush for bronzing, but especially with this NARS Laguna bronzer, it just puts everything in the perfect place and right where I want it. And this brush is super affordable too. I think it was only $4. This bronzer is definitely the most expensive one. I think it's $50, but it definitely is worth it. So if you can save for it, I definitely recommend doing that because it is just so amazing. Next favorite bronzer is this e.l.f. one in Golden. I talked about this in my beauty favorites video and I have used it in a couple tutorials. If you want to check those out, then please do. But this bronzer is just so amazing. I came across it in the e.l.f. section at the drugstore and it was in their new section, so I definitely picked it up. And this is what it looks like on the inside. It has a highlighting shade that I don't really touch, and it has a blush shade in here. My favorite way to use it is to mix these two shades together. It kind of has the same concept as the Too Faced Sweet Tea bronzer. A more warm tone bronzer in it and a more cool tone. And I really like to mix these two together. And it just gives such a nice bronze glow. It really does make your face pop and stand out. And sometimes I do like to use this blush shade in it to mix it all in. And it kind of gives your face a natural flushed look, so it looks really nice all mixed together. It definitely is worth picking up. It's only $4 and it's super smooth and goes on super easy. So I definitely recommend getting it. It just gives your cheeks the most perfect bronze look. And you definitely won't be disappointed when you use it for the first time. I'm so happy I stumbled across this, and I might just go ahead and purchase a backup one because I don't know if these are limited edition either. And sometimes if I don't know and I find something that is one of my most favorite things, then I'll definitely get some backups just because I love it so much and I don't want to use it all up and miss out on having it in the future. My favorite way to apply it is with this Benefit brush. A while back, Casey Holmes was talking about this, so under her recommendation, I went ahead and got it. And she was talking about how it bronzes your face and also gives you a contour at the same time. Kind of like how I said the Too Faced brush did. But this one is definitely my favorite out of the two brushes. Because when I use this bronzer, I don't really like to contour with it, most of the time anyways. So this brush does really help with that. And it just gives a really nice defined look. And at the same time bronzes your face super well. So I definitely recommend picking this brush up. It's so cute and it stands on its own. So I like to use this one to display on my vanity as well. And the tip looks a lot bluer, but I didn't wash my brush before the video. I didn't wash any of them like I should have. But yeah, it is a really beautiful brush, so you definitely should pick it up if you can. Okay, last but not least is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I got this because Kathleen Lights always talks about it, and I definitely mostly pick up everything she recommends. So I got this. Well, my husband actually bought it for me, but this bronzer is so amazing. It is so creamy, so easy to blend. Definitely we're right to call it butter bronzer because it definitely feels like butter when you put your finger in it, and it is so creamy. It's so easy to blend. I've definitely never felt a bronzer this smooth before. And it smells like a pina colada, so don't get it if you don't like them. But if you can handle the smell, then definitely try it. So it definitely reminds me of the summertime, and it's just so nice. It's got a red undertone, so it definitely looks super natural. I really just love to wear this day to day because it is super natural. My favorite way to apply this bronzer is with this e.l.f. brush again, because of the same reasons I said with the Laguna bronzer. But this definitely is just an all-around good brush. The only thing about this bronzer is it comes with, it's really nice because it comes with a mirror in it, but it also comes with this weird sponge thing. And if anybody knows what this is, please tell me, because seriously, I just don't know. I can't figure it out. And I definitely don't know why it would come with a bronzer because I can't see myself using this with a bronzer. So if you know what it is, please let me know. I would love to know. But yeah, other than that weird thing, this bronzer is so nice. I really love it. I really love Physicians Formula. They have amazing products. So definitely pick this up, just like I said with all of the other bronzers. So yeah, that is it for the video. Those are my top 5 must-have bronzers. I definitely can't live without bronzer. I always have to put it on before I leave the house. I really love to have a nice bronze glow and be super bronze all the time. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like it and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!